subscribers kind of don't matter. Like they do, but like the videos are going to be judged on their own merits. So that's really good news for a brand new channel. If you can master the art of making a great video and spend more time on quality, the algorithm is working in such a way that good content will rise to the top. You got to just press record.
John, we're rolling. It's grateful to have you here, man. Thank you for your time. The first question is, like, if you were to start all over again, would YouTube be that platform that you focus on?
Yeah, it would be no question. I think still, because all the foundational truths about YouTube remain the same. It's a search engine, it's a content library. All these other platforms are content feeds. It's like a social media hamster wheel. You just got to keep posting. And by all means, let's build our businesses and change lives and impact people on all the social platforms. But YouTube just creates more leverage than every other platform because the shelf life of content can be decades long, and I've experienced that now. I have 14-year-old videos that are still getting views, subscribers, earning ad revenue, and even generating other income streams. 14-year-old videos still producing for me today. So it's just leverage, but I think what's most fascinating is there's no doubt about it, we have some big enemies right now when it comes to building an online business or social media. Competition is a big one. There's bigger competition than ever before. There's more people that want to get in the game than ever before. But here's the good news. I just made a video and I asked and surveyed our audience, how many of you are seeing new and small YouTube channels being recommended to you on your home feed by the YouTube algorithm? And the majority, 7 out of 10 people, said, yeah, all the time. About every 4 uploads, it's like influential creator, huge creator, big creator, small creator, like new channel, like brand new. Videos that are under 500 views, 200 views, videos under 100 views, channels that are under 1,000 subscribers, under 500 subscribers, under 200 subscribers. And that has been confirmed by YouTube. Todd Bupre, the director of kind of the algorithm and search and discovery, was talking about how there's a dedicated team for new channels. They monetize creators. It's a really cool deal. They basically split ad revenue between themselves and creators. And so if it's impossible to get in the game, their future isn't bright, or it's only going to be the top 1% super famous creators. So they're intentionally programming the algorithm, dedicated team. So I think that it's probably harder than it's ever been before, but it's possible. And I think that some people are going to they're not going to persevere through the challenges right now, but those who do are going to reap massive rewards, because YouTube's still, I think, the best place to plant your flag, build your business, make an impact. And what some of the tips we could talk about in this podcast will help people do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you mentioned there's a lot of noise, a lot of competition, distrust, all of this stuff, more competition. I'm thinking my mind goes to quality versus quantity. Are you saying like we need to pump out a bunch of content, or is it like one solid piece at a certain duration? Like, what's your take on that to get seen, noticed, engaged?
I think there's 3 levels to the journey of the debate between quality versus quantity. Level 1 is quantity, but when you first get started, I think it's less about YouTube best practice, because you don't even know the best practices. And even if you know them head knowledge, you're probably not able to execute on them. It's your first time getting on camera. It's your first time starting a podcast. It's your first time looking at the back end of YouTube. It's all pretty overwhelming. So the reason I think that quality is the first step is because it's more about personal growth and personal development and skill building than it is even about making an impact. Maybe you'll get lucky, but if you look at the history of any influential creator, a lot of times they've done 100, 200, even 500 videos before things popped off. That's discouraging. Someone's like, I don't want to do 500 videos before, but you know, it's kind of like if you look at anyone who's actually gotten in shape, and you're like, wow, they got 6-pack abs. Like, wow, their triceps and their biceps and their shoulders are really defined. It wasn't like, oh yeah, they went to the gym twice and boom, Brad Pitt Fight Club ripped. Bam. Would never happen. Like, there's something about the muscle building, the routine, the skill building. So I think quantity is great, but what's cool about it is YouTube still, it happens all the time. People are just shooting something on their phone, no editing. They're just experimenting. They're focusing on quantity, but along the way, some videos pop off. Along the way, 10 or 20% of their videos, it's always the 80-20 rule. It's like some still pop off. And so even when you're in that stage, like we help all kinds of business owners, but a lot of loan officers and real estate agents. And even when you're sort of overwhelmed, you don't understand the tech, if you make the right videos around the right topics, you just put them out there, maybe local search-based terms, people are getting leads, getting transactions in a really tough real estate market at the beginning of their journey. But then the next question becomes, all right, phase 2. Then it turns into, I would say, quality over quantity. Because now it's not just about throwing all these videos out there. Now it's about looking at the lessons you've learned from them, identifying what you've learned, you've gotten better, and slowing down and making a better video. StreamYard is our go-to platform for streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms easily. StreamYard gives you the power to produce your own show at a high level with a super easy to use interface that allows you to do transitions, add your own branding, and add text lower thirds. I personally love and use StreamYard to live stream my Coffee with Cannell show, to do interviews, to bring on special guests, and I love the local record feature that allows you to have peak quality when bringing on guests and capturing the video and the audio separately. So if you want to, you can take your final production to a whole nother level. As a podcaster or video creator, this is the ultimate tool. So if you want to create better content with more simplicity and less stress, grab your free trial of StreamYard today at streamwiththink.com. Now, let's jump back into the video. There's a book called 10X is Greater Than 2X by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. Yeah. And in the book, he actually explains 10X is greater than 2X with a Mr. Beast story and breaks down Mr. Beast, I believe, being interviewed on Joe Rogan, saying what a lot of people don't realize is if they would just spend 20 or 30% more energy on one video, it wouldn't just get 20 or 30% more views, they could 5X to 10X their views. And in that same chapter, he talks about a lot of times greatness is an extra revision. What happens, I think, for some creators is they do live streams or they do Q&As or they're so busy, like especially business owners, they just like shoot for 45 minutes just talking, or they do podcast interviews and they're just long, you know, and they kind of go through. It's almost like, okay, cool, you could do an hour-long podcast interview, but what if you actually sat down and edited it down to 28 minutes of pure fire? That's a revision of what you shot. What if you recorded for an hour, but instead of just putting it out there, you refined it down? I think it was Mark Twain who said, you know, if you gave me an hour to speak, I'm ready right now. If you gave me half an hour to speak, I need a day to prepare. If you gave me 5 minutes to speak, I need a week to prepare. So I do think phase 2 is quality, fewer outputs, higher quality. And that's what I'm focusing on. Here's another way to put it. There's some people who take pride in uploading 3 videos a day. Like, and there's some models that support it. Like for all this, there's a lot of tensions in YouTube. I think about Meet Kevin. Right. He can pump out extemporaneous start-stop videos all day long around trending financial topics and whatnot, and he's killing it. So there's always
got that live
examples
stream
of things
set up, right? Yeah,
yeah, he's got it all dialed in. Yeah. But Graham Stephan's a good example, and actually comparing those two because they're probably pulling similar views. Kevin's doing a lot more volume. Graham's much more polish. So he came on our podcast and I was like, okay, what goes into a video? He's like, well, about 2, 3, 4 hours of research. It would be like Tuesday morning. Then about 4, 5, 6 hours of script writing. I script the whole thing. Then I shoot the video the next day. That's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Then the edit's going to take 4 to 8 hours. And I'm like, well, shoot, dude, my whole process is like 2 hours. And Graham's pulling 400,000, 700,000, a million views. A lot more polish went into it. So the thing is, at the early stage, I don't think it's just a time thing because you don't know what to do. You're not that good at writing scripts. And if you put 2 days worth of work into a subpar topic, you're going to be super discouraged because it might be a masterpiece, but like even the video strategy itself, the topic and the packaging. So I think then it's quality, and then stage 3, and not everybody gets there, is both. And that's where if you are Mr. Beast, you got 100 plus, a couple hundred people working for you. So I think right there in the middle would be kind of an interesting thing where you start with quantity, eventually it turns into quality. And to break through the noise right now, competition is highest for low effort content.
Got it. Okay.
So right now, subscribers kind of don't matter. Like they do, but like the videos are going to be they're going to be judged on their own merits. So that's really good news for a brand new channel. If you can master the art of making a great video and spend more time on quality, the algorithm is working in such a way that good content will rise to the top. subscribers can sure be an advantage. And even if you have them, you still have to fight to even reach your own subscribers. What's happening to me is my 2-minute and 19-second video is not reaching my 3 million subscribers.
So it's watch time.
I still have to earn their viewership because of click-through rate, watch time, topic, and all of that. So half of the critics in the comments are also, I think they might not be understanding how YouTube works. We're getting like 8 million views a month. Like, Are you seeing the ranked videos in the old library and whatnot? And I'm also, out here running a company. This isn't me trying to defend myself, or maybe it is out of deep insecurity. But I'm like, bro, I'm actually really not even making as many videos as you would think. It's like I found myself in the CEO role where, good for better or worse, I've drifted away from even being the creator, and now I'm like in meetings and stuff, and so I'm trying to like get the right leaders in place and get back to that. But yeah, give me some time I'm talking to my executive assistant. I'm like, yo, I need that Graham Stephan time, because give me 2 days and trust me, you're going to get a banger. But if I'm doing, and also fulfilling on products and building a business, and I think that also would be the other final piece I'd say, is it's so funny we talk about all this stuff. And of course, views matter and we want to grow our channels. But let's also look under the surface. Like, what's your actual business model? Because if we're judging by one metric, if we judge by the visible, oh, bro, your video only got 3,000 views and look at all your subscribers. I was like, again, let's look at the P&L. You just don't really know what's happening behind the scenes and what are we even solving for. If we're solving for vanity, and it's not bad, like it's a badge of honor to get a lot of views, but there's also a lot of people who can have a good look with a lot of views and they actually live paycheck to paycheck. Happens all the time for influencers. Yep. So anyways, I think that's a long answer in terms of your question, but start with quantity, but right now quality, just getting above the low effort content was where the majority is. Competition isn't that fierce. If you learn the skills and put in a little bit of extra effort, you can rise to the top. If you enjoyed this content and want to take your YouTube channel to the next level, just click or tap the link on the screen or go to tube1kchallenge.com to join our next live YouTube challenge. You'll learn our best tips and strategies that are working here at Think Media, and I think you'll love it.